How you start your car in the morning might seem like a small thing, but trust me, it can have a massive impact on how long your engine lasts. Most people don't realize this, but some of the most common morning habits are quietly wearing down your engine from the inside out. You don't hear it, you don't see it, but over time, your engine pays the price. And the worst part, these aren't dramatic mistakes. They're things we all do without even thinking, things that feel normal, but they're the reason so many engines start developing problems way earlier than they should. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the most damaging morning engine mistakes, why they matter, and what you can start doing differently today to avoid expensive repairs and keep your car running smoothly for years. Let's jump straight into the biggest mistake most people make: starting and driving immediately. Mistake 1: cold start's the silent killer. It's early morning, you're late for work, and the moment you jump in your car, you turn the keys, start the engine, and drive off. Sounds familiar? Now, here's the problem: your engine is still cold. Engines are designed to work best when they're warm. But overnight, especially in cooler climates, the oil inside your engine settles and thickens. When you start the car, oil hasn't yet reached all the critical components, like your pistons, camshaft, or bearings. But if you put your car in gear and start accelerating right away, those metal parts are rubbing against each other with little to no lubrication. It's like running a marathon without stretching or warming up first. It might be fine the first few times, but over the months and years, it destroys your joints, or in this case, your engine internals. What should you do instead? Let your engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds, especially in cold weather. That gives your oil enough time to circulate and coat everything inside. You don't need to let it warm up for 10 minutes like some people think. That's wasteful. But a minute of patience can save you thousands in repairs down the line. Mistake 2: revving a cold engine. Now, let's say you're not just starting and driving, you're starting, then revving the engine to help it warm up faster. This one's even worse. Revving a cold engine creates sudden spikes in RPMs, which means parts are moving faster before they're properly lubricated. Think of it like sprinting as soon as you wake up. Your muscles are tight, your joints aren't ready, and something's going to give. Cold revving also causes something called thermal shock. That's when some engine components heat up faster than others, expanding at different rates. This leads to warping, cracks, and seal failures over time. Your car warm naturally, and if you want it to heat up quicker, just drive gently. Light driving warms the engine faster than idling, and it keeps your engine components safe in the process. Mistake 3: ignoring that check engine light. Now picture this. You start your car, and the check engine light is on. Again. You're used to it by now, so you ignore it. Big mistake. That check engine light isn't always a big deal, but sometimes it is. It could be a small sensor, sure, but it could also mean a misfire, a failing catalytic converter, or an oil pressure issue. Ignoring it can turn a $50 0 cents repair into a $3,000 0 cents rebuild. The real issue is that most people don't get codes checked early enough. And that's especially dangerous when you're starting the car in the morning and that engine is under more stress. Go to an auto parts store. Most of them will scan the code for free, or get a cheap OBD2 scanner from Amazon. They're like $20. There's no excuse to drive blind. Mistake 4: letting your fuel tank run low. You might be wondering what this has to do with morning starts, but stick with me. If you're constantly driving with your gas tank close to empty, especially first thing in the morning, you're actually putting stress on your fuel pump and risking debris entering your engine. Overnight, any condensation or dirt inside your fuel tank settles. When the fuel level is low, that junk can get sucked into your fuel lines. It might clog your fuel filter, or worse, get into the injectors. This is even more likely if you've parked the car overnight on an incline or rough surface. Also, the fuel pump relies on gasoline to stay cool. If you're starting the engine on an empty tank every morning, you're heating up the pump more often and it will wear out faster. Try to keep at least a quarter tank at all times, especially in colder weather. Mistake 5: ignoring strange noises during startup. You start your car and for a second or two there's a weird ticking sound or maybe a bit of a rough idle. Then it smooths out and you forget about it. That sound is your engine asking for help. Cold start ticking is often a sign of low oil pressure or oil that's too old, too thin, or not suited for the current weather. It might also mean your lifter valves are struggling to pressurize. These issues might not kill your engine today, but they will reduce its lifespan significantly if ignored. If you hear rattling, clunking, knocking, or anything unusual during startup, don't ignore it. Record it on your phone. Take it to a mechanic. These early sounds are often the only warning you'll get before a bigger, more expensive failure. Mistake 6. Using the wrong oil. Here's one that even seasoned drivers get wrong. Using the wrong type of oil or sticking to a thick oil year-round is one of the worst things you can do for your engine in the morning. When it's cold outside, thicker oil takes longer to flow. If your engine is trying to start and the oil hasn't moved through the system yet, it's running dry for the first few seconds. That's where the most damage happens, the first 10 seconds after a cold start. Always use oil that matches your vehicle's recommended viscosity grade for the season. It's printed in your owner's manual and sometimes even under your hood. In colder months, that often means a 0W20 or 5W30, depending on your engine. Cheap or incorrect oil also breaks down faster, leading to sludge, poor fuel economy, and reduced engine protection. Don't cheap out here. Use the right oil and change it on schedule. Mistake 7. Not replacing an aging battery. You might think a weak battery just means slower cranks in the morning, but there's more to it. A weak battery makes the starter motor work harder. If the battery voltage is low, your starter draws more current to get things moving. Over time, that stresses your starter motor, alternator, and wiring. Even worse, when a battery struggles to turn the engine, your engine may start incompletely, leading to poor fuel combustion, unburnt fuel entering the exhaust, and long-term engine wear. Get your battery tested every year. Most auto stores do this for free. If your battery is more than 4 or 5 years old, replace it before it dies. Cold mornings are when weak batteries fail first. Mistake 8. Slamming into drive or reverse too soon. Here's a small habit that causes big problems. Starting your car and immediately slamming it into drive or reverse before the engine settles. This puts stress on your transmission, especially in automatic vehicles. When the engine and transmission fluid are cold, they don't flow as well, so shifting aggressively early on can cause rough engagement, which wears out clutches and valves in your transmission. Give it a few seconds after starting, let the RPMs settle, then gently shift into gear. It might feel slow, but your transmission will thank you. Mistake 9. Not letting the engine idle before shutting down after hard driving. Let's say you've driven your car hard, maybe a long uphill, a highway sprint, or a hot day. Then you park it overnight. If you shut off the engine immediately after a hard drive, especially in turbocharged cars, the heat can't properly dissipate. The oil inside the turbocharger cooks, leading to something called oil coking, which eventually destroys the turbo bearings. You don't need a turbo to benefit from this advice. Just letting the engine idle for 30 seconds before shutting off helps normalize temperatures and avoid heat soak, which can warp parts. Mistake 10. Using the wrong coolant or neglecting it altogether. Most people don't think about their coolant unless their car is overheating, but in the morning, especially during colder months, coolant plays a critical role in engine protection. It doesn't just help with overheating, it also prevents internal corrosion, maintains pressure, and helps the engine warm up evenly. If you're using old or incorrect coolant, it may lose its ability to prevent freezing or corrosion. That means during cold starts, parts like your water pump, radiator, and even the cylinder head can suffer damage. Many car owners also top off coolant with just water, which dilutes the antifreeze and ruins its balance. In the winter, that can freeze and crack parts of your engine. In summer, it boils faster, causing pressure loss and leaks. Check your coolant levels every few weeks, and always use the type recommended in your owner's manual, usually a 50-50 pre-mixed antifreeze specific to your vehicle's make. The mistake 11, forgetting to check tire pressure in the morning. This might sound like a tire issue, but it's deeply connected to engine strain. When your tires are underinflated, your engine has to work harder to move the car, especially during the first few minutes of driving when the car hasn't reached operating temperature. On cold mornings, tire pressure drops naturally due to the contraction of air. Driving with soft tires doesn't just increase fuel consumption, It also adds unnecessary load on the pistons, crankshaft, and transmission system since your drivetrain needs more torque to move the car forward. Check your tire pressure monthly, especially during season changes, and inflate them to the manufacturer's recommendation, not the number on the tire sidewall. Mistake 12, using remote start and leaving it for too long. Remote start is super convenient, especially in winter, but it's often misused. Some drivers leave their cars idling remotely for 10, 15, even 20 minutes, thinking it's better for the engine. The truth? Long idling isn't doing your engine any favors. Prolonged idling causes fuel dilution, where unburnt fuel leaks past the piston rings and mixes with engine oil. This thins the oil and reduces its ability to protect the engine. It also leads to carbon buildup in the combustion chamber, intake valves, and spark plugs. Over time, this buildup affects engine performance, causes knocking, and reduces fuel efficiency. Remote start is fine, but use it wisely. 5 minutes is plenty to get the cabin warm and the engine ready. After that, the best way to warm up the engine is by driving gently. These habits might seem small, but they build up over time. Cold starts, wrong oil, ignoring warning signs. None of these destroy your engine overnight, but they act like slow poison. And what happens? At 100,000 miles, your car starts burning oil. At 120,000, the timing chain rattles. At 150,000, the engine needs a rebuild. All because of the way you started it every morning. The good news? It's never too late to fix your habits. Start letting your car idle briefly, check your oil, and change it on time. Listen to those startup sounds, keep your gas tank full, and don't ignore your check engine light. These small tweaks can easily double your engine's life. So next time you're rushing out the door in the morning, take an extra minute for your car. It'll reward you with years of reliability and performance. If you learned something new from this video, hit the like button and make sure to subscribe, and we've got more car-saving tips coming your way. And drop a comment below, what's one engine tip you swear by? Thanks for watching, and drive safe.